You're an Etsy seller? You're looking for some tips on prices? You've come to the right place. Hey, I'm Pam Duthie and I'm here to help you craft your career with creative marketing and artistic inspiration. And every Monday I'm making tips and tricks videos on how to sell successfully on Etsy. So if that's something you're interested in, come back every Monday. So answer me this. How are you getting on with your prices? Do you find it difficult to price your items? Do you think your items are too low priced? Do you think they're too high priced? Let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to hear how you're getting on with this difficult subject of pricing. So a lot of people struggle with the idea of pricing, and quite often they feel that we're wanting to have a race to the bargain basement. If you're not selling, they think slash the prices, slash the prices. But is there any disadvantage with having your prices too low? Actually, yeah. Now, is it the case that your prices are too high? Actually, that's pretty unlikely, and cutting your prices might be hurting you. Let's think about the reasons why. So one reason why too low could be a problem is it causes mistrust in buyers. Remember, online people can't see the item, so they can only go by photographs in your description. And have you ever went to buy something online and you looked at the price and thought, there's no way that can be made for that price, therefore it must be cheap, it must be rubbish. So if your prices are too low, then people are going to not trust you. Also, they're just not going to value your item. As I've mentioned before, when I was starting out with this, I did a craft fair and I was so nervous about people not buying my items that I priced them really, really low. And I watched some woman come up, pick up one of my wee dogs by its leg, screw her face up and go, £5 for a toy, and with disgust just drop it. See, she saw no value in the item, so she treated it like rubbish. So I was dropping my prices to try and attract someone like her who was not going to value what I'd made. It takes me many hours to make an item, so I would rather hold out for the person who's going to value and really love my item rather than try and sell it to someone who's going to leave it in a heap of rubbish on a corner. So remember, people are going to treat it like it has value if you give it value. You're likely to end up resenting the work. If you get a mass order in and you're spending all your days making something to get that order out, although it sounds like the dream, if you've actually undercut yourself and you're working for like £1 an hour or even less, then you're going to start resenting working for some total stranger, giving up your free time, giving up your time with your family and friends for nothing. So if your items are too low priced, then you're just going to not want to make them eventually. And also, if someone comes to you and wants to do wholesale, you're not going to be able to do it. I discovered a while back that if shops or galleries or anything like that wants to sell your items, they tend to want to sell your items roughly at about the price that you're selling them on Etsy. So they want to pay you around about 50% for the item. So can you take the hit? Can you sell your item at 50% less? I was really lucky when I got my items into a gallery and they wanted 35 items in 2 weeks, which, trust me, was a chore. But with that many items in the gallery, I discovered that I was just making enough to cover my costs when they gave me half price for my items. That's how wholesale worked. I always thought that my Etsy shop could be the rock bottom price, and if someone was selling it in a gallery, they would up the price. But no, they want a 50% discount on your Etsy price. So if your prices are too low, you just can't do wholesale. So to figure out how much you need to be pricing, first things first is you need to know your why. Do you eventually intend to make a business out of this? Do you want to make a living, hopefully quit your day job eventually? Or is this a hobby that you enjoy doing and you just want to sell your items to make some space in your house and be able to buy some more raw materials? This makes a big difference to how much you're going to need to charge. And yeah, if you're in the latter category and you're not that bothered about the prices, you are going to get hate for having your prices too low. But everybody's why is different, everyone's needs are different, so just ignore them. So we need to figure out how much you need to earn to make it worth your while to make your items and sell them. So let's figure this out. So there's some facts and figures you really need to know before you start figuring out your price. First of all, the cost of all your raw materials, the cost to manufacture your piece. You need to figure out the cost of absolutely everything that goes into your item. And then how long it takes to make each one of your items. And how many hours in the day are you able to work? And trust me, being self-employed, it's going to be a lot more than you think. We don't just do 9 to 5, but figure out how many hours of the day you're actually happy to put into working in your shop. And how many holidays are you going to need? It is important to take breaks to yourself, says me who hasn't had a holiday in years. But you need to factor this in, especially if you've got family that are going to need your time at times. So factor in certain amounts of holidays for yourself. So you have to calculate the number of hours in a month you have free to be crafting and divide that by the amount of time it takes to make an item. And this tells you the maximum amount of items you can make in a month. Also, if you divide the number of hours that you plan to use in a month by the amount of money you need to make in a month, that gives you your hourly wage. And the amount of money you need to make in the month divided by the maximum number of items you can make in the month tells you the minimum profit you need to make per item. So take the profit you need and add it to the cost of materials for an item, and that gives you the base price per item. As a simple ballpark, take this base price and multiply it by 2. Why do we need to double it? Well, we already mentioned about wholesale prices if you're looking to sell wholesale, which is a great way to go. But also we have to factor in other time, like the time it takes to photograph, the time it takes to email a customer, the time it takes to figure out SEO, the time it takes to sit and watch me gibber away nonsense about SEO. So if we just add that at a very least, then this gives us a ballpark, this gives us a little bit of wiggle room. So if you've ever looked at an item's price and thought they were asking a lot, they're probably not. These are fair ways to calculate how much you need. And even then, you can probably add a little bit more than doubling it, because trust me, you're going to spend more than twice your time dealing with customers than you are on making your item quite a lot of the time. It's amazing what a time suck answering emails, packaging items, swearing at printers that don't want to work. All these things take so much more time than you think. So make sure and give yourself wiggle room, because it could well happen that come up to Christmas, you're suddenly going to get such a rush of orders in that you never expected. You're going to be run off your feet. And if you didn't make yourself a fair wage, then you're going to be working all hours of the day for nothing. So I hope that helped. Don't forget, click on my wee face to subscribe. Check out the videos that YouTube thinks you want to watch. Come back every Monday for more Etsy tips and tricks and advice. And yeah, I look forward to seeing you then. Thank you so much.